On Tuesday of Holy Week, we find Jesus in a place that most of us probably would not expect to find him, especially after just clearing out the temple on Monday. We find Jesus right back in the temple on Tuesday. And one of the most interesting things that happens, and there's a lot that happens, and if you read through Luke 20 and 21, you'll see that Jesus does a lot in the temple in that day. And early in the day, he gives this incredible parable, which if you want to go read it, it's the parable of the wicked tenants, starting in chapter Luke, verse 9, going through verse 18. And after that, the teachers of the law, they send out these spies trying to be sincere followers of Christ, and they make him go ask questions, trying to capture Jesus and trap him in his own words. And one of the ways that they try to do this is asking a question about taxes. And so if you go to Luke 20, starting in verse 20, it says they watched him and they sent spies who pretended to be sincere that they might catch him in something he said, and so to deliver him to the authority and jurisdiction of the governor. So they asked him, "Teacher, we know that you speak and teach rightly and show no partiality, but truly teach the way of God. Is it lawful for us to give tribute to Caesar or not?" But Jesus perceived their craftiness and said to them, "Show me a denarius. Whose likeness and inscription does it have?" They said, "Caesar's." And he said to them, "Then give to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's." Typically, we can look at this story just on the surface and go, well, okay, we have to give our taxes to the government and then our life to God. And it can be that simple, but it is also much deeper. A word that most of the Jews and all of the teachers of the law would have picked up on is kind of like a hyperlink into the Hebrew Bible or our Old Testament. The word likeness. In Genesis 1:26 and 27, God said, "Let's make man in our image and in our likeness." So the fact that he is specifically using this word in reference to what the likeness of this coin is to Caesar means all of the things that are of Rome, all of the things that Caesar has put upon, all of the areas he's conquering, and even his own coinage, give that to him. Give Caesar his empire. But there's a greater kingdom that's here on earth, and it's the kingdom of God. And what's great about it is that there are things stamped in the likeness of God all amongst his kingdom. And all of the Jews, all of the teachers of the law would have picked up on this really critical word of likeness, knowing that you, me, all of us were made in the likeness of God. And so therefore we can give everything else that's made in others' images, all of the other vain idols, they can have theirs, but God demands his. And it's a beautiful thing of commitment that he is saying, you're made beautifully in God's image and in his likeness. Therefore, give God what is his. It's seen as one to where, we gotta give Washington what's Washington's. We gotta give them our taxes. And it's ironic that Holy Week comes right around the time that most of us have done our taxes, or by now we still need to do our taxes. But after he teaches this, it says they were not able to catch him in what he said. And they were amazed by the answers, and they became silent. We too can just be amazed and wonder at Jesus' response, knowing that we are made in his amazing image and in his amazing likeness. And I want you to get from this week, and also especially from today, as Jesus is going and he's renewing the temple, and he's making sure it's not about all of the things going on in the world. It's about prayer. It's about where we connect and grow with God. That is the purpose of the temple. Purpose of Holy Week. Purpose of these devotionals, the purpose of church, is that we can get closer to whose likeness we are created in. We get to grow closer to our beautiful, amazing, loving God who sent his Son to teach us about him and show us his character so that we too can grow in it. You are made in God's likeness. You are called to give your life to whose likeness you are made out of. God bless you.